recording because this will be funny as we wait for Dan. It's always funny.
Yes. And now we're live on YouTube.
There we go.
Konnichiwa, everyone.
Explain the fun.
Am I a clown? Am I a joke?
What's that?
Oh, you didn't see my message yet?
No, what message?
Okay.
Where?
On Facebook.
Mr. Lombardo, you're needed on the set. I'm in my trailer.
Yeah, that's what he
said before.
That's what he said. That's hysterical.
Go through my people. Go through my people. Don't ever address me directly.
Okay, Mrs. Jebediah.
As he puts his sunglasses on.
I know.
I'm here. What do you want?
What do you want? Here to see all my fans. My only fans.
This phone in by Dan reminds me of the thing going around with Jason Momoa and the trial, Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. Did you guys see that little skit? Someone mashed up an interview with Jason Momoa where he was like called in and he was on a TV screen and they were and the prosecutor was like interviewing him and he's just like, "Wah!" And he's totally out of it. Johnny Depp's laughing.
I saw the video of him and Vin Diesel on the set of the new Fast and the Furious, and man, Vin is just hostage taking everybody right there.
So I'm only halfway following this. I mean, this isn't there is no prosecutor. This is a civil trial.
Yeah.
Are they getting a divorce, or is one of them suing the other?
He's suing her for defamation.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, he is suing her for defamation.
All right, well, good.
It's a defamation suit.
Good then.
And yeah, and it is good because she's insane.
Because she pooped on his goddamn pillow.
You don't even.
I like all the internet takes. The ones that are like, she's a shithead, and then like he's a shithead, and then the ones that are like, they're both shitheads, which is probably the realistic one in my opinion. But
it's a mess all the way around.
My favorite one was the picture of the two of them. The caption under him says Willy Wonka, and the caption under her says Chocolate Factory. It was so childish.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
So childish. And then the sub caption was like, I think we're finished here. Like, we don't need any more meat.
No.
This is the one.
I think that the bad thing is the SNL skits. They keep trying to make it funny, but all they literally have to do is read the transcripts from the court case, and that's all they need to do.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
a Rick and Morty video of a transcript from a trial. I don't know if you've ever seen it. But it's pretty. I'll send it to you, Dan. It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
And it's a real transcript.
It's a real transcript. Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, we ready to get
started? Hey, let's get started.
Let's hit the intro. Let's go.
Trekcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the time of week again. It's a Sunday, and Trekcast is here, filmed in front of a live studio audience, and today brought to you by Soylent. It's my breakfast.
What is it? Is that Soylent Green?
Soylent Green, ladies and gentlemen.
Soylent? Soylent like rhymes with toilet?
Exactly. We'll see how it goes. But that is my entire breakfast. It's a meal replacement thing. Whatever. We'll see how it goes. It tastes like chocolate.
All right.
All right, and of course we've got Dan Lombardo with us as always, and Daniel Reyes, who is the savior of humanity. Daniel, you got to tell us about your podcast you were on earlier this week. Little Ocho himself is sparkling and shining everywhere worldwide. So tell us about that.
Indeed.
with your fasting dice.
You were at the Catalina wine mixer, weren't you?
That's right, I was. Yes, as always. Did we just become best friends?
We did.
Yeah.
Can you feel the love tonight?
No, so I've been doing podcast interviews on like health and fitness shows about my weight loss and my fasting days, and I was on one this week, and I don't know when it's coming out, and I don't even remember the name of the show, but when it comes out, I'll let you know. Anyways, this guy is the smallest show, and he's like a preacher out of the Caribbean, and for whatever reason, he got it in his head that when I was in the end of life room and I lost all my weight was like simultaneously, like it was some miraculous thing. And I was like, no, dude, there's like a 4-year difference between the two. And he just wouldn't let it go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. And I was like, no, dude, it's 4 years difference. Like this has been a lot of work. And he's just like,
It's been a long road.
yeah.
Sorry, that just happened.
Yeah.
It's a musical
I can't
Trekcast,
help it.
ladies and
I can't
gentlemen.
stop it.
And he wants me to like go to hospitals and like a faith healer and cure people, and I'm like, that's not what this is, man.
We got to hear
And
this. We got to
Yeah.
hear this. Oh,
Yeah,
man. When this
it's
thing
pretty
comes
bad.
out, we got to have it, and I got to take little cuts of it and put it in the show. That's amazing.
It's amazing. And so yeah. So he after all that, he's like, you're a blessing to humanity. I'm like, what?
And you typed into chat, what should I say to that? And I said, this is what you say. I'm little Ocho, savior of humanity, or something like that.
I mean, it's very much like if somebody asks you if you're a god, you say yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the question is, have you accepted Little Ocho as your Lord and Savior? And this afternoon, I'm going to go door to door and ask people that. And
That might
I'll
be
let
the
you
show
know.
title right there. Have you accepted Little Ocho?
Oh, my Lord. Oh, my
That
Lord.
might be the show. Yeah.
I can't even. What an
So
opener.
there I am, blessing to humanity.
All right, that's cool. That's cool.
I mean, I may have to change that as my name on this
Facebook.
Discord group.
Or on Discord,
Yeah.
Well, if this is your first time listening to Trekcast, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We, of course, are going to be talking about Strange New Worlds this afternoon or this evening or this morning, wherever you happen to be as you're listening to this. We are always broadcasting live on our Discord channel and, of course, over on YouTube now as well. So there's a myriad of ways to watch, listen, type back in the on-air chat, either on YouTube as Daniel's watching that or on Discord as I'm watching that. And with that, should we get into the news, or do we have anything else we want to address this last week that you guys have been doing? Didn't mean to cut off our banter. I'm just doing my thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
it's cool.
No, let's just get into the news.
All right, here we go. We're going right into the news.
Attention all hands. It's time for Star Trek news.
All right, what do we got?
Yeah, so let's start with our first news story because this is pretty interesting. This comes from The Wrap, and The Wrap is one of those Hollywood industry trade magazines. And it says, the headline is, Star Trek Strange New Worlds beams to the top of most in-demand new shows, according to the charts. So this is big. This is really, really big. It's saying that Paramount Plus has ended the #1 run for HBO Max's Our Flag Means Death.
Yep.
It's the first time in 7 weeks that show has been knocked off its perch, and it was done by Strange New Worlds. Also, and this article just came out a few days ago, so this is pretty interesting. It says Paramount Plus' Strange New Worlds has garnered 92% increase in demand in just the last week.
Yep.
That means it's growing its audience. It's not shrinking, which is typical. Or it's untypical that it would grow this much.
So
that's amazing.
By the third episode, yes. Growing by the third
Yeah,
episode, yes.
That means the buzz is getting out there and people are picking it up and interested. So, like, you wouldn't, like, we've never heard stuff like this for Discovery or for Picard. So
not
that's
even for Lower
fascinating.
Decks, really. I mean, Lower Decks is great, and we didn't hear this kind of thing for Lower Decks. And we talked about this earlier this week too, where we said anything coming out of Hollywood is bullshit. But when it comes to doing streaming services, and being able to look at that compared to and comparatively to other shows, that at least is a good indicator. especially when you're talking about something like death. What is it? The Death Flag, whatever. I've never watched.
Our
that.
flag means death.
Sure, the
You know,
Buck
and
movie
there's
show.
What?
It's a pirate show.
Pirate
right.
show.
Well, there's different kinds of pirates that he specifically
Indeed.
mentioned one
Well,
time.
shiver me
but
timbers.
anyway, whatever. The only thing I was gonna interject is, you know, you're talking about this factor and that factor and this factor, and there's really one. There's only one factor that affects this in a significant manner, is that it's a good show.
Yeah.
It's a good show.
Yeah.
Whether it's Star Trek or Law and Order or whatever. You watch a good show, you go to work or you go to school or you go wherever the next day and you say, "Hey, I watched this good show yesterday. You should check it out."
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, and it's still a good show, even though, as we'll discuss this for this episode, that it was basically Pikes Angels.
It's what?
Pikes Angels. I'll get into it when we talk about the episode.
Okay.
That's brought to you by
All right.
Hipster Spock.
I think I know where you're going.
He brought Hipster. I'll give credit where credit's due. Hipster Spock gave me that idea. All right.
So our next news story comes to us from trekmovie.com, and here's an interesting thing. So one of the Picard showrunners, because they've got like 20 producers, is out there revealing more details and more interesting little things. And one of the things that he came out with recently is, do you guys remember the season 3 cast trailer that we got where it was listing all the TNG crew that's going to be part of Picard?
Yeah.
So if you remember, in the beginning of that trailer, though, Picard is writing a note, right? And we don't see who the note's to. He's just kind of like writing. Well, this producer, what's his name? Terry Matalas, has said that note is to Geordi. So let the wild speculation begin.
Huh.
He also hinted at that there might be other cameos from Voyager and DS9 cast members in Picard season 3. Yeah, I would imagine so, and they would be interested in get ready, Chad, because this is going to be your favorite.
Oh Lord!
In a Raffi and Seven spin-off series.
Oh my God!
Yeah, they just say that. I don't. Yeah. Chad is just, he's excited.
Just on myself.
That's not confirmation of anything. That's not saying. It's just more like, well, it'd be cool if we did this.
That's like saying it'd be cool if we did a Section 31 with Michelle Yeoh.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It would be neat.
Yeah.
Please
God, no more Seven and Raffi. I'm sorry. That was like, if you could probably make Picard season 2 20% better, probably 20-25% better if you cut out every scene where Seven and Raffi are together in the same scene. That's my hot take.
I would want let's do Rios on his own ship by himself. That's the show, but all in Spanish, so it's a space telenovela.
There you go.
Yeah. With the bad telenovela overacting and bad just pause shots. ¿Qué pasa aquí? Just
Disappointed that we lost him.
Well, they killed him.
Yeah.
I mean, how freaking stupid was that?
Yeah, I was looking forward to a Stargazer show with him as the captain.
That would be
Set
great.
in the 25th century. You know, they could, and they don't have to bring back this person and bring back that person and bring back this person. It's just Rios and his crew. Just give him a crew.
Yeah.
Just give him a crew and do a show.
And do a show in the same.
He could be the crew. It's him and all his holograms.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah. I mean, it could be him on a regular.
I think that gimmick ran its course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
I don't think
It
I
was
would
good.
want. I don't think I would want to see a whole show like that.
Yeah.
But
No, but I mean, you could definitely do a regular series, kind of like what they're doing right now with Strange New Worlds, where it's just him and his crew, and they go on little. You know, I mean, really, you can almost make it like a fully live lower decks where it's just constant little jokes and screwing around because they're not the important ship. They get the ship missions, that kind of stuff.
Right.
A little bit of it, right? A little bit of it.
Yeah. And our last news story also comes to us from Trek Movie, and we are getting a Stargazer comic book miniseries to bridge the gap between Picard seasons 2 and 3. So this is coming out in August of this year. IDW is putting it out. And yeah, we're going to see Picard being in charge of the Stargazer again. And old man Picard just running around and being the captain admiral, whatever.
This is going to be in between the two seasons?
That's what they're saying.
Is this going to be like the 3 or 4 comic books they did leading up to the Star Trek reboot, where we actually saw Laris for the first time on the Romulan vineyard planet?
Well, this says it's going to be a 3-episode or 3-book series, so probably something like that. And it'll probably be inconsequential, just like the other ones were.
Yeah.
But,
Interesting that they would spend their time doing that. But okay, sure.
I know.
Spend your time doing something else, and don't make it a miniaturized version of the Enterprise with Detmer sitting on top of it like it's a toy go-kart. Like, that's what the hell's that about? That's another comic book they're coming out with. Yeah. It's like she goes on some adventure where the Enterprise is turned into a mini micro machine and she rides it like a go-kart.
Wow.
I'm not shitting. It's a real thing.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. I haven't seen that.
I don't know what the point of that is either.
Is it like outside of a supermarket? Like she put 25 cents in it and now she gets to do this.
It
for a
looks
minute?
like that. Yeah.
One of those?
Looks like that. Yeah. I don't understand.
I mean, I like Detmer, the little bits that we know about her, and that she's pretty.
Yeah. She's obviously a competent pilot.
She's pretty from one side.
I don't mind her.
Fair. I don't mind it. It's
no, I don't mind it.
It's a little 7 of 9-ish.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. So.
Yeah. But that's all the news I got for today.
That's it for the news. All right, now we move back into the feedback section. Here we go.
Hailing frequencies. Open.
Boo. Okay, so on the feedback over on the coffee account, Commander Felton, who is here listening to us live, gave us a donation about 3 hours ago. Looks like that was probably one of the automatic ones. We certainly appreciate that, sir. Keep those coming.
Yeah, thanks, Commander.
Thank you, Commander. Thank you very much.
Got a fly in here. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
that's
thought you
what's going.
farted and you were waving it off.
No, it's just fly right in my face, right as I'm talking.
Okay.
So we need to update that over there on the coffee account, by the way.
Yeah,
It shows
I
it's
got to do
maxed
that.
out and all the bullshit. So
Yeah.
we got to fix that. And of course, don't forget, Case Gentry gave us gold over there almost 2 years ago now. So that's amazing. I'm not sure when that runs out, but we'll have to check it out
I
too.
think it might have already.
Might have already. Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll have to
Whatever.
redo that. Yeah, we'll redo that.
Yeah.
And then emails wise, we don't have any emails, but we do have a couple of voicemails.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. So let's see. We got a voicemail on 2 of them on Tuesday and 1 of them on Wednesday. So do you want me to set this up, Dan?
You have the greeting play?
Yeah, let me see if I can do that. I should be able to go and make the greeting playable. Oh man.
That's all right. We could set it up. So we have a Trekcast voicemail for anybody who wants to call in and leave us a message. The number is 1-816-287-0448. 287-0448. That's a voicemail box. It doesn't ring to a phone, so no one's ever going to pick it up. But there's a recording of Chad inviting you to leave a message. And what I've begun doing, just for fun, when the scam callers call my phone, wanting to, I don't know, scam me out of Medicaid benefits or extend the warranty on my car or student loans or credit cards or whatever it is that we get 1,000 times a day. I've begun three-way calling them into the Trekcast voicemail box. So I don't even remember what's on there this week, but, you know, sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's not.
We'll see if I can get the intro.
Sometimes Chad.
Sometimes
Chad is going to play these.
Yeah.
Sometimes he's going to play these. Sometimes he might not. You know, whatever. Feel free to do the same. Trekcast voicemail is 1-816-287-0448. 1-6-287-0448.
And here's what the voicemail sounds like, if it plays properly.
Hey, you've reached Trekcast, the galaxy's most unpredictable podcast. This is Chad Waldo. Please leave your voicemail, and we'll be sure to either play it on the show, totally freaking ignore it, or mock you mercilessly the next time we're on the air.
So that was my best David Ivey impression.
Oh, that's what that was.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
I think I recorded
That was
that.
good. I like the energy.
That was 2 years ago when I recorded that.
Hear it.
Yeah.
So here's
Hear
one
it.
of
I can
here's
hear
one
it.
of the voicemails. Oh man, it's gonna do this thing where it wants to go.
Is it not playing?
Well, it wants to play and then it wants to go through. There's so much stuff here. Here we go.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hi. Is this Steve?
Hey. So, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. So car insurance. Tell me about it.
Yeah. So who do you have for your car insurance, sir, right now at the moment?
I have the, what's the one with the lizard?
The Gorn.
The one with the lizard. That's called Geico.
Geico. Yeah. Yeah. I got the lizard.
Great.
The lizard's backing you
All
up.
right, and can I
Yeah.
have your zip code, please, if you don't mind?
That's the best part.
Sure. It's 90210.
90210, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't get it.
All right.
No.
Guns out, guns out, right?
It's you do in
So
Beverly
let me-
Hills.
Well, let me tell you what's going to happen right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna connect you with my licensed agent from your own local area so that he can show you some discounted rates.
Uh-huh.
All right?
Yep.
Because right now I'm working as a broker.
Yeah.
So before the agent comes on, there will be a verifier who just verifies some of your information, and then he's gonna connect you with my agent.
Yeah.
All right?
Give it to me. Give me the
All
agent.
right. All right. So by submitting your
Give
information,
it to me, baby.
you agree
Yeah,
to receive
exactly.
communications on the same telephone number. And the best
No.
part is your consent is not
Nope.
required. That means no
Nope.
cost, no obligation.
Nope, I don't
The
agree.
information is free for you.
I do not agree.
All right. It's just on what
I do not agree.
part? On what? Sir, I'm asking that. On what part
Yeah.
are you not agreeing on?
Uh-huh.
Like, just to be clear.
Yeah. All right, thank you.
All
Hello?
right. So, yeah, I'm
You
here,
there?
sir.
I'm looking for Steve.
What?
I was calling about the long
I'm so
tractor you
confused
have
by all this
on
now.
Craigslist.
He just
Hello?
totally flip it on him, and he doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
How many hours are on the engine?
So how do I know that? Because right now I'm working for the insurance company.
Well, you put the ad on Craigslist.
All right. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Nice.
So good.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Not an auto, it's a manual.
that's just a little public service I do. You know,
There you
I
go.
figure every minute he's on the phone with me, he's not scamming your nana out of her life savings. So I'm doing God's work.
There you go.
No. You're not doing God's work. You're doing Little Ocho's work. You're here.
That's right.
You're here for the
That's
Savior,
right.
Little Ocho.
Have you accepted Little Ocho as your Lord and Savior? If anybody calls today, I'm going to ask him that. Tell you
Oh
what.
man,
You should.
that's amazing.
You should. That'd be amazing. Oh my god.
All right.
So we got
speaking
speaking
of-
in the chat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of what, Daniel?
Do we want? Oh, I was gonna say we should talk to people in the chat.
Yeah,
Or
I am
people in
going
the-
through and
Yeah.
unmuting
it.
everybody. So
Okay.
if they want to talk, they can. Oh, and of course, every time I do this,
One
some
left
people,
because they got afraid.
yeah, they jump off.
Taryn left. He was like, "No, I ain't talking."
I ain't talking now. Chaz, you're muted on your end. If you want to talk, you can. Commander Felton, you are on the air. You are unmuted.
Yeah, he
If
paid.
you've-
Let's let him go first.
If you've got a mic, you can talk, sir. We'd love to hear from you and get your thoughts on Strange New Worlds so far.
Well, how you guys doing?
Good, good. It's great
Good, how
talking
are
to
you?
you.
Great.
I'm really enjoying Strange New Worlds, but I have to say this: I like all Star
Uh-oh.
Trek, no matter which one it is.
Yeah.
There you
yeah.
go.
Good for you. That's awesome. Yep. Strange
But
New
it's
Worlds
okay
is
to have
turned out great.
favorites.
It is okay to have. Yeah.
How do you feel about the Raffi and Seven spinoff possibly?
I don't know about that though. But again, we'll watch any Star Trek that comes out.
Commander Felton's got limits.
Yeah.
I will watch it whether it's.
I love
whether it's
everything,
one-
but I
I
have
will
limits.
at least watch it one time.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Got to
Yeah.
give it a shot at least.
I mean, that's
Gotta give-
even with all the vitriol that I have sometimes of some of the stuff they've been doing. I'm kind of in the same ilk. I'm going to watch it no matter what because it's Trek. I mean, I'm going to watch it. And maybe I won't like it when it's done and over with, but I'm going to watch it. And there's going to be parts that I enjoy. There's parts that I
Yeah.
enjoyed in Picard. So that's awesome. It's good to hear from you, sir.
Well, glad to be here.
Yeah.
Hipster Spock.
How long have you been a commander?
Oh, yeah.
How long have you been a commander? Because it's been several years. I mean, we got to get this guy a promotion.
That's true.
You know, you stay in one place too long, you know,
You're going to
you're
Harry
going to
Kim
peak
it.
at commander. So,
Well, eventually,
yeah, so what do we got to do?
Eventually, I'll be like Riker, and I'll take a captaincy.
There you go.
There you go.
All right. Okay.
Fair enough.
Good.
Fair
All right.
enough.
Very good.
Right now, I'm your commander, Dan.
That's right.
Go back to that meme.
All right. Well, then, make it so then. Make it so.
All right.
All right.
Great talking to you,
Who
Hipster
else we got?
Spock. You're up next. I know you're in Poland. I guess I forgot that you were over in Europe.
Yeah, it's like 5:30 in the afternoon right now over here.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, I'm getting ready to prepare some dinner and stuff. But well, okay, enough about that. Strange New World, yeah. There were so many different like misdirections this week. Like a lot of times, I thought, okay, you know, when the guy put his head through the window, remember that?
Yeah.
I was thinking,
Yeah.
okay, is it gonna be one of those naked time, naked now type of thing?
That's
And then
exactly what I thought
it
of.
wasn't.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
and then like there were so many like the thing with the Black Doctor and all the hiding the. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys talk about it later, but about the pattern buffer thing.
Right,
Okay,
right.
Yeah.
and then and just like, I mean, I'm thinking this week's show is like you take all the storylines from all the other tracks and then you just put it in the blender, hit blend, and then pour out a shake, and that's what this week's episode is like. A
But was it-
milkshake.
but
all
was it-
those storylines?
Was it a Soylent shake that tasted like chalk, or was it actually like a good milkshake, in your opinion?
It was you know, it was digestible. I mean, I didn't have any problems with it. I mean, it was fine and I liked it, but still, it's just like it's like scratching out all the things and then throwing in all the different story lines from a lot of different episodes, and then that's what you got this week.
Yep.
But it's fine. I mean, I got to see lots of hot chicks on TV, so I'm good.
That's always a good thing, right?
Lots of hot chicks in Starfleet uniforms. Ooh boy. So
There you go.
Exactly.
I do love those black leather jackets they were wearing too. I love that.
Those are pretty cool.
That was actually a throwback to the Cage, by the way. If you didn't pick up on that, they had
I
jackets.
think they were.
like
I
that.
think they were more of a gray.
Yeah,
I think they were like a charcoal gray because on the Cage they were more of a light gray. So I think they wanted to tie it together, but not exactly the same. But going back to the milkshake analogy, and I think it's a McDonald's milkshake. It's like you're drinking it, tastes good, but deep down inside, this isn't a milkshake. I could go to a diner and get
a better milkshake.
But
is it
it's,
Five Guys or?
Yeah.
I almost was tempted to sing the song. I won't. And I'll spare everybody.
What's the song?
My milkshakes bring all the boys to the yard.
Dad sings that song
so who
quite
else
often.
is in the chat?
Yeah, who else we got in the
chat?
chat? Who else we
All right,
talking to?
thanks, hipster. I'm gonna mute
Yeah,
you and
thank
go.
you.
Taryn, you're up next, buddy. Taryn, species 5618. What's going on, man?
Hey guys, man, that song. That's a trigger word. And
You mean it's a great song?
yeah, it's a great song, but even you guys are doing it now.
Yeah,
it's horrible, isn't it?
But no, I gotta say, this is the first time I'm watching any of the new series where I actually watch it multiple times during the week.
Yeah,
it's the first time I've actually gone. And I think the first episode I watched like 3 times. This last one I haven't gone back and watched it yet, but I just love the way they're doing the character development.
Me too. This is the
You're
one.
focusing,
yeah.
You're like focusing on characters that besides just the crew or the captain and everything, and it's like, oh, we actually get more depth on everybody else, and it's just one of those awesome.
They do it in a way that's not just standing around talking and crying about it. They do it in a way to where they're kind of talking but also kind of showing in terms of their reactions to certain situations. And then when they deal with those conversations, they deal with them in a very quick manner or in a manner that feels substantive to the actual plot, as opposed to just, the ship's blowing up around us and we're going to step aside from the console that just exploded for a minute and talk to Tilly about how she feels about something that happened 3 weeks ago.
Right.
So,
right.
I think that's part of the episodic nature of it too, where you're forced to wrap up that story, that episode, so you don't have the other 9 episodes to really drag it out if you need, So it's it works better.
Yeah, it feels right.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Appreciate that. One more. We got Chaz Biz over in the over in the chat as well. Sir, what'd you think? What's your feedback?
I want you to sing the milkshake song right now. But you gotta do the Macarena on air.
Oh, the Macarena.
You gotta do the dance and everything.
Oh, no. We'll do that at our next live show that we do, like at an actual con. We'll do it. Yeah, we'll do it at a convention. I'll do it at a convention. You guys can just stand there and
wear
watch.
the sparkle jacket as we sing the song.
There you go.
The sparkle jacket.
Yes. That's a hard no from Dan.
Dan's like, I'm not going to Seattle. I'm just not going.
I think I'm sick that weekend.
Yeah.
I got the COVID.
That's funny.
That's funny. Yeah. Well, cool.
I just want to know, how big is this Enterprise? Because it's huge. Like all the quarters and everything are huge. All the
medical bay is gigantic.
Yeah, medical bay.
I saw that this
I'm
week.
just wondering, when Kirk took over, did he refit the Enterprise to add more red shirts to die? It's like, let's put more people in the quarters and we'll just have a cannon fodder for landing parts.
Well, they did say they were going to break from canon where they saw fit, and so the Enterprise is a lot bigger now.
Oh yeah,
they break from canon, but they also do so many little subtle callbacks. Like when there was a shipwide announcement there was a static shot of the hallway, and there's just people walking down the hallway. They hear the announcement, they stop, and they kind of look up in the air. Even though they're listening to the speaker, they like look up at the speaker.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then, you know, they listen to the message and they go about their business. And if you watch TOS, I think it was only a few shots. They had a few shots like that, and they just reused them over and over and over and over again. So I think it would be funny if we saw that exact same shot reused a couple of times a season.
That would be
be
good.
funny.
That would be good.
Yeah. Got some like old stock shots. So that'd be funny if they had like some 1960s shots in there all of a sudden, just a throwback. Like, what the hell?
Well,
they did that on Discovery. Do you remember in Discovery when they said, you know, when they did the Telosian story and they said previously on Star Trek, and all of a sudden we're looking at footage
I remember
from
that. Yeah.
1960s.
That was great.
But
That was great.
exciting.
It was. They could do something like that. They could definitely do something like that. In some way, shape, or form. But they do have an episode coming up that they said was a comedy / musical. I don't know where that's going to be at.
I'm kind of excited about that
Well,
one.
they said Uhura is a singer, so she has to sing. And
Yep.
we know Spock sings, and Rebecca Romaine sings.
Yep.
So somebody has to have a musical episode, of course.
Yep.
And by the way, I hate musical episodes.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan of musicals either. But
I'm just putting it out
me
there
either.
right now. I want to see Hammer tap dancing. That's my
Hammer. Yeah. He should do an MC
I want
Hammer.
to see him do some dubstep.
Yep. Yep.
Get some Hammer pants on and everything.
There you go.
Rock mat.
Hammer.
Yep. That's pretty good.
You know, I posted in all the social media a question for the group or for everyone this week.
Yep.
And the question is, who's your favorite Enterprise chief engineer? And I had Hemmer, I had Geordi, I had Scotty, and I had Trip. Right? Those are the Enterprise chief engineers that we really know.
Yep.
I mean, there's been others, but those are the main ones, at least in series. Hands down, you know who won our poll here?
O'Brien.
Do you want to guess?
That's my
Oh
guess.
no, B'Elanna.
B'Elanna, really?
B'Elanna. Yeah, people. Yeah, of course she was never the chief engineer of the Enterprise, so that was fun explaining that over and over again on social media.
And neither was O'Brien, but I mean,
And neither was O'Brien. So yeah.
Yeah, who was the guy that was in charge? And didn't he die at the end?
Argyle, Mr. Argyle.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about on Voyager. He was the chief engineer or whatever. He was the head engineer of Voyager.
Before B'Elanna?
But at the end, he like dies.
Well, Joe
Like, he never made
Carey.
it.
Joe Carey was next
Yeah,
in
Joe
line
Carey.
after the chief engineer died. I don't think we ever got any info on the actual chief engineer.
Well, and there was that guy that was the chief engineer after Trip left for a little bit when he went to Columbia.
Okay. And
I forget
Janeway
his
never
name.
gave promotions, so that was the
Yeah.
issue. Like poor Harry.
Was that when Seth MacFarlane was on briefly there when Trip was gone, or I forget when Seth came on?
Yeah, I think
Enterprise.
so.
Yeah.
I forget his name.
Yeah.
But Trip kept having to come back and fix everything because the guy didn't really know what he was doing.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
But what
Yeah.
would be amazing if they could somehow ink the deal and do an episode of the Orville where Mercer is traveling the multiverse somehow, and he ends up on the NX-01 posing as an engineer.
Oh.
We find out that was actually Mercer the whole time.
That would be hysterical.
Oh, that would be cool.
Oh man, that would be good. I'd never thought of that. That would be amazing.
He's like the Traveler.
Yeah. They could even do that themselves when he just makes reference to it as being, I did this holodeck program that someone came up with where I got to be like a fill-in engineer on this ship when, it's totally different history and something called the Federation of Planets, and like he could just totally do that as a one-liner without even having to ask anybody for rights.
If you watch the Disney Plus Chip and Dale movie, you can learn that there's a lot they can get away with without clearing rights. If they just tweak it just barely enough.
Like Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
If you make it,
yeah.
If you make it a parody, it's fine.
Exactly.
Right.
Protected.
That's how they got Ugly Sonic.
Well, Orville is a complete parody, so.
Yeah.
would be very easy for them to do. Okay, Chaz, appreciate your feedback. I'm going to mute you, sir. Any other feedback you guys have, you can just type in the on-air chat. Make sure everybody's back to their normal roles. There we go. Any other feedback on your end, Daniel-san?
No, it was mainly just that, Bolano was the best chief engineer on the Enterprise. So that's great, everybody. Thanks for playing.
Good job.
Yeah.
We need to do a Trek Jeopardy at some point, and that'd be fun. So,
maybe after Strange New Worlds ends, we can do one.
Yeah,
we
before
might have
Lower
some
Deck
time in
starts up
between.
or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because anymore, that's all we're doing year round is reviews. Like we never.
Yeah,
stop.
exactly.
It's
so we gotta pace it.
Yeah.
And I really want a Starship Draft. Now that I'm friends with a few other Star Trek shows out there,
yep,
it'd be fun to get a bunch of us together to do that.
That would be. I agree. That was fun when we had those guys on before too, and did that little bit of Jeopardy. So
yeah,
always good. Okay, we're moving right into the topic. Rolling along, only 40 minutes in.
Talking about Star Trek in this week's topic. Talking about the Star Trek in this week's topic.
And I can never tell if that's going to be too loud or not. It just blows my ears out every time I play it. But anyway, people tell me it sounds fine. Does it sound fine to you two guys?
I'm going to be...
You ask us every time. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, no,
okay, I'm going to shut up then.
Let's move on.
Okay.
Yeah.
It just kills me. I can't tell. Go for it.
Strange New Worlds 3 or 4 times. Second episode, like 2.5, 3 times. This one I only watched once.
Okay.
I'm not sure why. It was good. It wasn't a bad episode, but it's not one that I felt like, oh man, I need to watch that again.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what happened with you guys, but
yeah. So
I'm still excited about the show.
Yeah.
Still love the show, but it wasn't an amazing episode. Let's put it that. Yeah.
So let's do a real recap on it. It's episode 3. It's Ghosts of Illyria or Illyria. Am I pronouncing that right? I don't know. Illyria. The Enterprise investigates the disappearance of the colony of Illyrians, a species that are banned by the Federation due to their genetic engineering. As an ion storm approaches, members of the away team beam back to the ship after contracting a virus that causes them to be addicted to light. Number 1 has to reveal that she is an Illyrian to explain why she is
like COVID.
Yeah, to explain why she is immune, and a cure is synthesized from her blood. Trapped in the storm, Pike and Spock determined that the colonists were attempting to reverse their genetic modifications so they could join the Federation when they may have created the virus and transformed into plasma-like beings, who now protect the pair from the storm. Once the crew is cured, Pike and Spock return to the Enterprise where Number 1 attempts to resign. Pike refuses, and Number 1 later wonders whether he would have shown more prejudice if she had not helped save the crew. She learns that the virus got through the ship's automatic filter because Chief Medical Officer Dr. Benga, Mim Benga, is using an outdated transporter to hold his sick daughter in stasis until he can cure her condition. So that is the whole entire wrap-up of the episode. A lot happens in this episode, really, though. There's conversations between Number 1 and Sing. Soon, not Sing. Sing, not Soon,
Mm-hmm.
sorry. She is. We get the definite that she is a descendant of Khan, for whatever it's worth. So she's got genetic alterations. Apparently, she has to some way, shape, and form.
Right.
As well as now, Number 1 is a member of the X-Men. She has superpowers. So
well, she was before. So
here's the thing: if you're the child or the grandchild or the great-grandchild of someone who was genetically modified, I mean, you're not genetically modified.
No,
you
you're
have
not.
some of the traits.
Yeah.
You have some of the traits, but
and they've been watered down over time.
You were born naturally. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I feel like before we
some
really
of the
get into
stuff
this, I should
No, go
kind of
ahead.
say a little bit from the Will Wheaton show because it might get into your opinions. So
And God bless you for doing that, because I'm not gonna.
I suffer for the people. Yeah. So in the Will Wheaton show, they did interview one of the producers, one of the many producers, and Rebecca Romaine. and they talked about this episode. She said that the fact that she is genetically engineered is going to play a role in future episodes. This is the start of something big, so that will definitely play effect. Also, the producer mentioned that in this timeline, definitively, yes, Khan is out there. He's on the space seed, and who's to say why they couldn't bring him back?
Okay, I mean that's interesting.
I know. Yeah.
Is that the musical episode with Khan?
That hopefully will be. MC Khan in the hizzy.
Can't I mean this I guess this is the one problem with prequels or series that take place before other series, right? There's a history there and it has to be replayed. It doesn't have to be replayed, but they all take it as a condition that they have to replay it and redo it. And they don't need to. They don't need to go there. They don't need to do this. But I mean, they will.
Darren said they just cannot do that.
They cannot. Shaka Khan, exactly. Yeah, so Chaz
oh God,
says,
if he walks onto the Enterprise with Shaka Khan actually playing,
oh Lord,
I'll lose my shit. It'll be terrible, but I'll love it.
So Chaz Biz wrote that DC Fontana wrote a book about Una being an Illyrian. So maybe I missed that somewhere. Which that's okay. That's fine. I don't mind, knowing what her race is. We never knew that. There's no other than what he just said right there from DC Fontana. I guess that makes it canonical at this point. But that part's all fine. What the part about her ancestry that I didn't like was the this is number one. This is someone who we kind of looked at as being pretty impeccable, pretty on it. Starfleet regulation to the core. Just very professional. And here she is, she's lied about something. Now, maybe it's the one thing that she's lied about her entire life because of the genetic issue, but and I guess that's okay, but still it's kind of like, now she's a mutant. I just can't get over it. I can't get over that. She's a mutant. She's an X-Men. Even shining bright like a diamond.
Is she genetically modified? She genetically modified to appear to be human? Is that one of her modifications? Because this is everything around them, and if she's not human, how did that never come up in a physical?
Or her genetic alterations.
How did that never come up in her transporter pattern?
I mean, Mbenga is able to tell from her blood that there's something there, right? That's different. And
I mean,
so
if Bashir was able to get by, and they had better technology on DS9, in theory.
Yeah. So this is true. I mean, I guess there is a precedence for this, so it's not that far out of the box. But
I think that's
We've seen these. What are they called? Illyrians? Is that what they're called?
Illyrians, yeah.
I was gonna say, Bashir. The only ambition he had was for ladies, especially in the first few seasons.
I like Taryn's reaction here.
We've seen them.
Go ahead, Dan.
No, I was just saying we've seen them before on Enterprise, and they don't look human.
Right.
Yeah.
So, that must be part of the modification. I mean, if they wanted, all right, I suppose if they wanted to get into the Federation but couldn't get in because they were genetically modified, then I guess the next modification on the drawing board might be to appear to be human.
Yep.
I would think so. I would think so.
They were
it stands to reason, right?
Yeah, they were de-evolving themselves to be able to be part of the Federation, essentially. I like Taryn's reaction, though. So her Illyrian name was Mystique. That's correct. Number one's Illyrian name was Mystique.
That's right. I can't wait till she runs into Picard and is like, Charles?
Oh, you got to go see the on-air chat real quick on Discord. That's a keeper. You've got to post that. It's a Paddington Bear. Hipster Spock did. It's Paddington Bear saying, "Excuse me, sir. Do you have a moment to talk about our Lord and Savior, Little Ocho?"
That is amazing.
That's good. That's good.
I love it. That may go on my personal stuff.
You really should.
Anyways.
Yeah, you got to save that.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's fantastic.
So
yeah.
I mean, there are a lot of secrets in this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are definitely a lot of secrets that come out in this episode. So, I mean, it wasn't a bad
I
episode.
get
I
the
enjoyed
feeling
it.
that yeah, I was gonna say I get the feeling while this episode may not have been the most engaging, it's gonna have the most in terms of the season, like because so many things were revealed here. It's gonna be a lot of foundation for other stuff later.
Well, that's what's great about this format with the episodic storytelling. You wrap up the story in that one episode, but those personal aspects of what happens to them and what you learn about them keep flowing through. They don't get dropped like a normal, one episode to one episode did before in the past. I think that's what's great about this. It's a little bit of the mashup of episodic storytelling and long arc storytelling, which I think is perfect for Trek, honestly. And then getting to the other thing too, someone pointed out to me, and I said this before we were actually, I think, on air. So maybe some of you have heard this, maybe some of you haven't. But on the bridge, someone pointed it out, and I didn't notice it. And maybe I said this last episode, I forget. But there's only 2 guys on the bridge. The rest is all ladies, which is fine. I mean, if they're competent people, they're competent people. It doesn't matter to me what the ratio is. It's who's the most competent. But it's interesting that that's a thing. They don't point it out. They don't say it. It's just there because it is what it is. And I think that's fantastic. Yeah. And in this episode, that gets really highlighted from the standpoint that it's all of Pike's ladies, as Pikes Angels, as I refer to them.
Yes,
who are really coming through and saving the day. It's number 1, who has now got superhuman strength on top of her glowy, sparkly ability, whatever the hell that is. That's her body's genetic reaction to knocking out whatever's affecting her, I guess. I didn't quite understand that, but I think that's what it is. And then, of course, she can just pick up hammer and walk around without even a grimace on her face. So she's super strong, and so is Singh, because Singh is fighting her and not completely getting demolished. So Singh has more strength than what you would think for her size as well, which is probably what allowed her to survive the Gorn. If you remember that backstory about her, watching people getting eaten by the Gorn, which is gruesome to say the least. I really thought this was almost going to be a horror episode with the guy smashing his head and all that. It really gave shades to Naked Now. And it's like we always have to do that kind of episode in the first 1 or 2 episodes of a new season, of a new series. Like we did that in TNG. We did it back in TOS. It was like episode 2 in TNG. I think it was like episode 2 or 3 in TOS, and here it is, episode 3 in Strange New Worlds. I mean, there are so many parallels. Yeah. I love it, though. I love it. I think it's great. They did. It's a good episode. I don't know if I'll watch it over again. Well, I know I will because I'm rewatching it with my wife. But go ahead.
To ask Singh to open a jar of pickles for him. That's what I wanted to know. Because I get that. I get that vibe from her.
Oh, very much.
Oh, I can't help but think about that. Those other characters, the petite young security officer who could, throw you to the other side of the shuttle bay.
Yeah. What was her race? What was her race called? Those 2?
I don't even
on
remember.
the Orville. I can't remember now. It's been so long.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
It's next month, isn't it? For the Orville, June.
So I was thinking about it as we were watching this episode. So we had said during the last season of Discovery that it was interesting and kind of creative the way they came up with the C10 or C4, whatever those guys were, the C10 or C. In that, like, they would use gas and light to communicate.
Oh yeah.
Like that was an interesting kind of thing. And then in this episode, they had like light that was travel or a virus that traveled through light, and that's how it spread. To me, it kind of feels like they've got like 3 giant wheels, and it's like threat, and you spin the wheel. Okay, we landed on virus. Spin the next wheel. How do we contact the virus? Is it alien contact? Is it a probe? Oh, we landed on light. Okay, spin the next wheel. How do we solve this? Magic. Boom. And that's their creativity.
Yeah.
Oh no, we can't hear Dan.
This is all happening. Is it on an asteroid?
Yeah. Yeah, they just spin the wheel, they make a deal, and that's how they write their episodes.
So Commander Felton posted a picture of an Illyrian from Enterprise, and they've got these ridges on their foreheads that do look like the Romulan ridges from Romulans from the North. And so Taryn comes back and says he must be a Northern Illyrian.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Dan, I'm sorry, we didn't hear anything you were saying when I was talking about spinning the wheels.
No,
You're cutting in and
I
out.
was just
Yeah.
was making fun of the wheel, whether it occurs on an asteroid, a space station, or a new planet.
Exactly. But doesn't it kind of feel like that now? Like you probably will not unsee that at this point.
That's okay. I mean, it's
fine.
It's Trek. Look at the amount of episodes that have been done in this whole entire franchise, and you can't tell me that the writers aren't sitting there and referencing that material and have that seep into their ideas of how they're going to write the next episode. It will. It's going to. Whether you were a fan or not, whether you're steeping yourself in the lore or not, you're having to at least look at some reference material, and that's all going to seep into what your writing is. And so part of that's on purpose to make it feel familiar, and part of that is because it's just there. And so that part's fine. I get that. It's funny. You're right.
And if they can take something from an old episode, look at it from a different point of view, or repurpose it for a different reason, I'm cool with that. And the best example, we know that Scotty Jimmy rigged the Genola.
You might need to like do your Wi-Fi unplug or plug
to lock
thing,
himself
Dan,
in the pattern buffer degradation.
Yeah, we're losing you, Dan.
Yeah, do your reset your Wi-Fi thing or whatever you got to do, because you're cutting out and coming back in and can only pick up half what you're saying. So the pattern buffer thing was where the last thing I heard him say, Daniel.
Yeah. Same here. Yeah, when that happened, I that felt a little bit weird to me because so they needed to upgrade his transporter or else they wouldn't have had this issue, right?
Yeah,
that was part of the deal. So like, he clearly was bringing his daughter back pretty regularly. So why couldn't he bring her back? They upgrade it and then he puts her back in, or he brings her out and they put her just in another transporter buffer, right? Like it didn't.
Because it's a secret.
It seemed.
Because it's a secret,
right.
And he's trying not to tell people, and it's probably against regulations to try to hold someone alive in a pattern buffer like that. You're not supposed to be using the energy levels for that. You're not supposed to be doing all those kinds of things. And so, which was why he was just sitting there talking the way he was to number one and saying that he expects, let me say goodbye to her one last time. Like he totally expects them to say, no, you can't do that, and leave her out of the pattern. Can't do it. He's probably modified the pattern buffer to be able to hold her in that state. Right?
Longer
stupid.
and all that.
Exactly, yeah. And he's got to take her out every once in a while so she doesn't degrade. He even mentions that. So that makes sense. I mean, it's a pretty tragic tragic backstory to him, and it made sense to me.
It's a really sad backstory. That sucks, man.
But they took something from another episode, and like I was trying to say, they kind of shifted and looked at it from a different angle, that this is not a guy who's, can't be rescued, so he's going to put himself in there for 80 years. They made reference to the fact that there's signal degradation, and this is not a permanent thing. Yeah. That I can put her in there, but I have to take her out every 10 days or whatever.
Right.
Yep.
And the other thing is, and it's interesting, I'm really interested to learn more about this. How long has this been going on? She appeared to be about 7 years old. Yeah. I think it would be really interesting to find out that that's his 27-year-old daughter.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Each ship that he's transferred to, he's transferred her into a different pattern buffer, and he's been taking her all over the place with him. And that, we think that he joined Starfleet to seek out new life and new civilizations and boldly go, but no, he's going out to space to look for a cure for his daughter. And I think when he finds it, he's going to exit the show and exit Starfleet,
which is a perfect setup. You know why? I mean, really, if you think about it, that's a genius setup. You know why? Because at some point, Bones has to come onto the Enterprise.
Well, I think there was also another doctor between him and Bones. If you look at the case, there was a different crabby old doctor that Pike is in his.
Oh yeah, the one that he was drinking with.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
Also, at some point, Mbenga has to leave, right? And so that's a
Dr.
good setup
Boyce.
for it. Maybe we'll see
Yeah,
his
this
daughter
is
get
Dr.
saved.
Boyce.
Yeah.
He saves her and in the process of saving her, his secret comes out, and he gets punished, and he has to leave Starfleet, or he has to, serve some sort of sentence. But who gives a shit? He saved his daughter, and that's the most important thing. So
Yeah.
I mean, I'm interested to go with it, and it's and my whole point of that is they took this MacGuffin concept from a 1992 episode of TNG, where all it was is, how do we get Scotty to the 24th century?
Yeah.
Hey, we'll put him in a powder. That was the whole thing. It was the guys in the writer's room trying to figure out how to get Scotty 23rd century to 24th century, and they've recycled this and they've made it into a really interesting storyline that I'm dying to see the rest of. So, good on them. Kudos for that.
Yeah.
They get a gold star.
You know what's really interesting that I just thought about? So in Into Darkness, we had Benedict Cumberbatch Khan, right? And the whole point of that movie was that his magic blood could cure any disease. It even brought back Kirk and a Tribble, right?
Yeah.
In this episode, who's essentially a lot of the same producers of those movies is now running Star Trek.
Yep.
Right?
Magic
they
blood.
again introduced magic blood.
Magic blood.
And this time they say, yeah, we can't use it. Doesn't work.
Yeah, it's interesting,
It's
wasn't
like
it?
they learned.
It was interesting,
Yeah.
wasn't it? So I did like the scene, and I think Commander Felton reminded me of this. He posted a link for like some Easter eggs and stuff, and I was looking at it real quick.
Yeah.
The scene when she starts to rip her uniform and that look on her face. Oh man, I got so excited. I thought she was going to rip more of that uniform off.
I'm sure you did. Dad's like, let me turn these lights down low. Put on some Smokey Robinson. Let's go.
I am playing that one all over again. And Singh does the same thing. Kind of. She starts to kind of like she's going to rip her. When she's having the conversation with Una later on, she does kind of the same thing. And I don't know if that's a reference to Kirk ripping his shirt all the time or not, but but whatever. I think
Do you think we'll get Pike doing the double axe handle thing?
Somebody should, because they did it on Picard already with the kid on the bus. Remember with
Yeah, but I need Pike to
Crystal
do it,
Ball?
man.
Yeah, we need Pike to do it. You're right. So I didn't pick up on this, but in this other thing here too, did you notice so you've got these huge rooms, right? We already talked about this before with Chaz saying, hey, the Enterprise is gigantic, but yet at the same time, we saw Uhura's bunk. It's like a lower deck style bunk where she's literally got a sliding door that cuts her off from everybody. That was kind of weird. That was a weird setup with this open room with the guys with the star on it. That looked like that looked like something from I Am Legend or something. That was freaky looking with the guys just standing there.
You don't get the full room.
Their arms around the sun. I mean, yeah, exactly. She doesn't get a full room. She gets a bunk. Very interesting. I want to see more of that. More of that lower deck style on the Enterprise, Interesting. I thought it was fascinating.
Yeah, it was cool. But yeah, man, the next episode comes out next week. Should be great. Let's see. They had a preview for it on the Will Wheaton show. There wasn't much in the preview. They were just walking around a dark room with phasers out and lights, and we're just kind of scanning around. So who knows?
Yeah. What is this? Number one references Deep Space Nine twice. Number one's confession to Pike about her hidden status as someone who is genetically enhanced echoes Dr. Bashir revealing the same thing to Captain Sisko. And then, this episode, number one, deletes her log entry. Yeah, just like she does, just like in Pale Moonlight. Yeah, that was interesting how she leaves that log and then deletes it. I don't quite understand
that was something I was going to say. We're finally getting regular log entries at the start of every episode.
Yeah.
We hadn't gotten that before.
No, not for any of New Trek at all. We hear that in Lower Decks somewhat, but that's it.
Yeah, but not in the live action shows. And we would get them every now and then in live action shows. Discovery uses log entries as social media fodder. Like there's an account that you can follow, and the crew gives log entries in between episodes. But that's it, man.
Now, is LCARS is that Windows based? I mean, does she have to say computer delete log and then computer Empty the recycling bin.
Defrag, computer, defrag.
Defrag. Yep.
Yeah.
So two things. Hipster Spock says, you were hoping for some cleavage, weren't you, you pervert? Yes, I was.
He was.
And then Chazbiz says, this is a good point. This is a really good point, guys. Yeah. This is a really good point. He says, what's nice about this show? If we don't like an episode, it doesn't ruin the whole story arc. No shit. Yeah. Yes, you are dead nuts correct, man. So even though if this episode, like Dan, you said this one isn't necessarily, not the greatest episode, it still gives you some good information. It doesn't ruin everything else that's going on, and it's still fantastic. And looking back at this screenshot that's in this link with Mbanga and Una in the sick bay, I mean, that looks like TOS. That screenshot with those uniforms, that really looks like TOS. I mean, it's just the look and feel of the show too it's just phenomenal. It looks great every episode. I love it. I love
these Strange New World uniforms look great, man.
They do, and she's even got a couple of versions of it where it's like the long modified skirt dress thing, and it looks great.
They updated that.
That. It looks great.
Well, she talked about that as the option. She can literally choose as an actor, not the character. The actor can literally choose what she wants to wear for which episode, which I think is
that's cool.
Yeah, I think that's great. All right.
I imagine there's limits to that, and like, well, you today we're shooting the away mission. You're gonna wear pants because you feel like it. And then the next day, just because it's warmer, you can't switch to a skirt. We have to keep continuity, so
Yeah,
but other than that,
and you can put a jacket on to go to the planet if you want to.
Yeah.
I imagine it's the on-ship scenes.
I'm just now picturing Pike. So we're gonna go down the surface. It's cold. Everybody, get your jackets. We're not leaving until you get your jackets.
Dadmiral, or not Dadmiral? He's not the Dadmiral.
Yeah.
He's the dad captain. Yeah.
Yeah, Dapton.
Yeah,
Dapton.
Oh Lord.
Spock's like, I'm not zipping mine up. All right, but put it on.
It's gonna be hot down there. Everybody, break out your skirts and your shorts. Spock's like, no, I'm wearing pants.
Yeah.
Admiral, I can't see a mama door.
Yeah, the mama door.
She's got a pack of wet naps in her back pocket.
Yeah.
Right here. Hold on.
She's actually got a fanny pack.
We're making first contact. Get that off your lip.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
She does one of these, and does the hair.
No, really, my Illyrian genetic modifications mean this is actually 409. It's okay.
Yeah, this is like hair gel. Come here, let's clean that up.
Oh Lord.
Hey, well,
all right, that's good.
I think we're there.
Yeah,
I think so.
So the next episode next week is number 4. Obviously, it's Memento Mori. Don't know anything about it. I know there's a little trailer for it out that you can go and watch, but I haven't watched it yet.
Maury Povich going to be in it.
New person directing, Dan Louie, who hasn't directed any of these so far. Two different writers as well than any of the ones we've had so far.
Very
it
cool.
Doesn't mean anything because so far it's been different writers and different directors on every single one of these so far. So and looking forward, it looks like we recycle a couple, but not really. There's 3 episodes that have brand new directors in them as well.
Nice.
So I don't know if that means we'll get any of these directed by Jonathan Frakes himself. That would be nice.
Hopefully.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
He does great work. Yeah. So, all right. Well, that's it. Anything else in the on-air chat before we call it a show? Anything else from you guys? We're good? Of course, give us a phone call, 816-287-0448. Leave us a voicemail there. We'll play it on the air, more than just Dan's ruining a telemarketer's day. I mean, I'm sure they get points for how many people they can convert, and you just totally screw up their bonus system, which is wonderful. I love it.
Right.
And then, of course, go over to the Instagrams, the Facebooks, the wherever else we are, Twitters. the Elon Musk Twitter or not. I don't know. Can't tell if it's his or not.
Not yet, right now.
Not yet, yeah. So, but go to all those places, Trekcast, trekcasttng. Leave us some messages there as well. And don't forget the coffee account. We got to revamp that, and we've got to find ways to pay for the website as well as all the stuff coming up at the next convention. I know it's a year away, but there's a lot going on there too. So
we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll get it all figured out, but be sure to go to all those places and follow us in all those places and tell everybody about it. If you are excited about Strange New Worlds, then you should be telling everybody about this show to come on the air and tell us how excited they are about Strange New Worlds as well.
Hipster Spock says that the next episode is named after an X-Files episode.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, that's cool. That's cool. All right.
Yeah. So now I cannot wait for Pike to be Fox and number one to be
Mulder.
Scully, and there they go.
Yeah.
I want to believe.
Birds aren't real. They're going to finally find out.
They are not.
100 years in the future, the birds are
truth.
not real. Yep. So.
Oh, God, yes.
Birds aren't real. Little Ocho's your Lord and Savior. Pineapple goes on pizza. These are the things you learn about the galaxy's most unpredictable Star Trek podcast.
There. I refuse to co-sign on that one. That is a limb you are out on your own.
All right, thanks everybody.
Pineapple goes on pizza, but only Chicago pizza.
Because it's soup. Soup pizza?
It's soup in a bread bowl.
It's soup in a bread bowl.
Pizza soup?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
All right.
We'll talk
Thanks
to you guys
for listening, everybody.
next week.